YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paul says, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Every time I post up new content, uh, of course, this right here, right? Is it's a first because since said not found. Okay. So in our case, right? This, I haven't done an email like this. I mean, an email. I haven't sent or I haven't done a show this late since, uh, say, Hannibal and Monty, right? So this is actually really going to be interesting. Uh, let me go ahead. I'm gonna have to. Hold on. Let me do this right fast. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get people. Uh, trying to get people together right here. Let me just hold on for a minute. This is basically what happens, and actually, this is Super Smoke. What's good?
Hey, what's going on?
You know me. Like I say, I got another guy. This is coming in. Uh, he a former soldier. Just like us, right? So he just gave me his email. So just just hold on. Let me see if I can bring him on right fast.
Okay.
We got a lot to talk about today. So so okay. Four.
Is it hot down up there yet?
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it. It was like 75 today, but I'm just like, me, you're gonna have to holler at me once it get to 90 and above, you know.
That's
So,
I never understood. Sometimes when I used to ride through Arkansas, I
uh,
never. I said what? I said I never really understood the weather in Arkansas. It was just it was real strange, but they had the best sunsets.
yeah. So I mean, because the saying is like, if you don't like the weather here in Arkansas, wait 5 minutes because it
Yeah,
acts like it because it acts like really it'll really act like really switch up on you like that. So I'm just like, wow, okay.
and then it's crazy here. It was so cold Monday, Tuesday, and then today. It started off
Uh-huh.
slow. Now the sun and broke out, and
Uh-huh.
we gonna cook this summer. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
on
fuck
rotation.
yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
All
So
this crazy weather, and then they talking about the heat index. It's gonna be a hot, humid
uh,
summer, and people always ask me, why you ride your bike so much. I said, for one, I save gas. I said, two, I like the wind.
uh, yeah, I don't know what's going on. They said his address is not being found. So, but in other case, uh, we got a lot of shit to talk about. And because my whole deal is it's is crazy because I don't know, because I just roughly just got back, you know, and because I had to go pick up the wife and pick up the grandbabies and all that kind of stuff, and uh, and so with all this stuff with Donald Trump, he talking about, oh, he about to get arrested, you know, and I'm just like, okay, so why would a former president, say that he's finna get arrested? So so I started going back and I started looking at I started looking at the stuff, right? And I'm just looking at, like, well, uh hold on for a minute, because he
Okay.
no, because my man, he trying to,
You trying to come in?
yeah, and see, hold on, because what he's giving me, right, and what I'm typing in is like, because he got all those underscores and shit in here. So
Did
hold
you copy and paste it?
well, see, it's on my phone. It's on my phone, but when I did it on my email, it came straight up. So I'm gonna do this lowercase, if it'll allow me to do it lowercase, right? And then I'm gonna try to send it that way. But yeah, so I'm just like, they really trying to. Oh, do you do you I don't know if you do or not, but do you ever watch Comedy Hype News?
Not too much.
Yeah, well, apparently they've been keeping track of, well, they kept track of the oh, okay, I know what I did. I didn't put the I in it. So that's on me. So so but of course they talked about his special, right? And so now they actually really talking about, uh the stuff that he said on about Trump getting arrested, and uh you know it was like, okay, well, like, why y'all gonna arrest Trump? I said, and then they were just like, that ain't gonna do nothing but actually, like, really make him that much more popular, right? And considering that he he was supposed to be running for president, right?
Right.
So
I
you
think
finna arrest this guy.
you got to think relevancy.
Yeah.
Everything runs off of relevancy. The thing that people don't talk about is, before you look at, of course, from the straight up view, we see that former president is going to be arrested. You got to look at it the same way that they looked at Bill Clinton,
Yeah.
and the same way they looked at what was homeboy grandpa's son, Joe Biden's son.
Oh
You got
yeah.
to look at it in the aspect of perspective. If I need to do something to bring myself back of relevancy, then I need to
Oh,
do
there he
something.
is. Hey, hold on there, Super Smoke. I didn't mean to
Okay.
cut you off, but this is another one of us, another soldiers that served with me while we was over in Korea. Uh, Jim, introduce yourself to Super Smoke. Super Smoke, damn, I'm tongue tied, but damn it, you know what I'm trying to say. Shit.
What's going on, Jim? How you doing?
What's good with you, man?
What's up?
Hold on, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Hold on. Can you hear us now? Hold on, what happened? Unmute the mic. Okay, well, he'll come back on. He'll come back on eventually. But I'm just looking at. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
Okay then. All right. So this is like I said, he served with me when we was in Korea, and so Super Smoke, just like I said, y'all introduce yourselves right fast, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get this party started right fast.
How you doing? What's going on, Jim?
Okay. Yeah. My name's. What's going on? How you doing?
Good.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Oh, I think it was delayed for a second. Okay. Yeah, man. I said military. With my friend right here, the God Uncle Harris. I call him Unc. He was a great mentor for me, and I think we kind of became good friends just based on the fact that we share common values and ideology.
Right. Same here. That's how he got me. Kurt, you still with us?
I think he's a good dude. So, oh no, I think he dropped.
I guess he'll be back in. I know sometimes the connection on here can be a little crazy. But what we was talking about is
I never used this. The first time I did.
Yeah, I know sometimes on a cell phone it can be a little shaky, so I always grab my computer and I grab the laptop and put it on there. But sometimes the connection, it ain't, like they say, technology is a little shaky when it comes to some of the live streaming and stuff like that. But what we was talking about, to kind of give you a pretense, is just the setting of how they setting up, or publicizing the fact that President Trump is going to prison, but just before that, or not prison, but he's going to be arrested or indicted, is what I really believe, a formal indictment. But I was telling Curtis, I said, you got to look at the setup. If you want to be brought back into relevancy, you got to look at it. What does a magazine do? What does a magazine put on the front cover of a magazine? They put their best story on that magazine. So,
all right, y'all. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I'm back on, and but
we good. We just picked up where we left off. We were just talking about the pretense and just the things of how this is coming to be. It's really it's public relations. It's advertisement. You got to look at it as, like I was telling Jim, it was just the fact that it's whatever you put on your front page of your magazine or the front page of a newspaper. This is what they coming back with. I think it's more to come.
Yeah, but my whole deal is.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Because I'm looking at this whole piece with Trump, right? And I'm just like, okay, so I'm looking at the powers that be or the powers that shouldn't be, right? And I'm looking at, okay, so why are they doing this shit like how they used to do the rappers back in the day, right? So the first time that a rapper do something that he or she ain't supposed to do, or they get arrested or they get shot or whatever, and then the record sales go through the motherfucking roof. So I'm just trying to figure out, what's going on. No, but think about it.
Well, that's what's happening, man.
Yeah, I know.
You're absolutely right, and this is why. If you look at, I look at it like Kanye, right?
Yeah.
Kanye does that. That's how he gets his boost before he drops an album every time. He does something that has controversy. But with this, it's kind of a little bit different in the aspect that this is, not to call out one side, but this is doing this to Donald Trump. And it's politically driven. So in that sense, it can't be lawful. But at the same time, they're doing it and they're shooting themselves in the foot because you didn't chase this man many times. You done accused him of how many damn crimes. You can't never find him guilty of it. So they find any back door they can to try to get this man so that he run for office again. But what happens, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot because you only made this man more popular, and now you put it on the world stage that you're just out for blood. Like, you're not out for any, this is political vengeance.
Yeah. And so, I mean, because if that was the case, but then again, I go back to, because like I say, me and Zach talk about this a lot, and so basically what I'm looking at this, and this is nothing more than a replay of what happened with Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, right? Because all this stuff come up with Bill Clinton. Then he come out and say, okay, well, no, I didn't have sex with her. And then he turns around like, okay, well, yeah, I did. But I'm just like, okay, so that's why I always say, history repeats itself. And so I'm looking at this, and so for the most part, right, I don't know if the media is looking at the simple fact that, okay, well, people that's my age and older, right? I don't know if they actually really looking at the simple fact like, well, that if we're not actually really going to pay attention to this, and be like, okay, well, yeah, we saw that already with Bill Clinton. We're not going to do that anymore. And then here it is. Might as well say some damn 30 years later, because Clinton got elected in 92. So here it is, when he got elected in office, all this shit was coming up, right? So I'm just like, but the only difference is, and then who's to say that Bill Clinton did do the exact same shit? Who's to say that he didn't pay for sex? Just like, because they said that Donald Trump actually paid for it.
He did.
But I'm just looking at it like,
well, that's not why.
Huh?
That's not why they hitting him though. Hitting him because of the settlement payment that he made.
Oh, so they said they said he paid her too much or not enough?
So pretty much it's like, okay, so the initial transaction between him and Stormy Daniels, there was no money involved. He just ended up being, a rich motherfucker, and motherfuckers attract women that'll do a lot of things, questionable things, according to their judgment. But he ended up sleeping with her, and this is before he ran for president. This is years prior to him running for president. And basically what they did was, she tried to date him. After he ran for president, she was like, basically, I want you to give me money, or I'm tell the world that this happened, that you had an affair with a porn star. So she was extorting him, and basically it went to court. It went to trial. He beat her in court, and she was forced to pay him $300,000. So what but what he ended up doing before going to court, he took her to court, was he gave her $130,000 to basically shut her mouth.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to get him on, is giving her.
So
really a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. So what you think, Super Smoke?
I mean, despite of what people believe, and just like I said before, in it's the movie that I always reference is Miss Sloane.
Yeah.
You got to think about it and see, some people look at it one way, but you can't look at it one way. You got to look at all of these politicians. If you pull up every politician that's running for office, look at their wives, look at their husbands. Yeah. These are not, and I hate to say it, the law of attraction is real. And I mean, in this case, I mean physical attraction. And just to kind of simply put it, these are some ugly motherfuckers. I'm telling you now. So you're gonna have to pay for it. yeah, they talk about, oh, city girls and all that on the black side, but on the white side, city girls is real.
Yeah.
That's what people not understanding. Yes, they're paying for it.
Yeah.
Yes, and the thing is I don't even think it was really Stormy Daniels. I think that somebody came to her and extorted her to extort him, because that's what we see. You got to look at it like a movie. You got to look at it like a screenplay. Somebody came to her, look, if you don't do this, we gonna do this to you. And her reputation as a person that performs, her body is the way that she makes money. So that's just like going to a bodybuilder saying that I'm gonna tell everybody you on steroids, or I'm gonna tell everybody that you on performance drugs, So it's the same thing. So you'll be a fool to think that none of these politicians is paying for sex. You'll be a fool to think that they didn't arrange something with their wives. They was put together, just like Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. They were put together. Some of these people are paired because of who they know. They were match made. Just like on these TV shows. Now they got a show about a farmer looking for a wife. The Bachelor, the Bachelorette. In the regular world, look, if you ain't got it, if you ain't got no swag, if you can't talk to a woman, if you don't know how to talk to a man, you just gonna be single for the rest of your damn life. Get a dog and die alone, like the man said.
Yeah, but you know what those that smoke, right? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But my whole deal is, y'all
I
remember?
was just saying, shout out to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah,
right.
But y'all remember?
He picked up on it.
But y'all remember that one concert that Eddie Griffin did, right? And he acts like he came out and he said, "I want to fuck Michelle Obama," right? And he said, she's right. I need to get her on my team. I'll wait for Obama to slip up, right? And then because he was like, because you didn't want to fuck Daddy Bush's wife, right? And then you didn't want to fuck George Jr.'s wife, right? And you most definitely didn't want to fuck Hillary. She's like, she got more man suits than anybody. He came out and just said, like, I don't think Hillary like, he actually just came out and said, I don't think Hillary liked Dick, right? So again, it goes back to what you said there, Smoke, like these people that were former presidents. You look at Bush's wife, both of the Bush's wives. Hell, you can even go back as far as Nancy Reagan, right? Did nobody want to fuck her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so again, it's almost like we know what these motherfuckers do behind closed doors, right? It's no secret, right? But it's just for the fact that they make it where like they want to put the, and for the most part, I ain't got no problem with it. They want to put the president so much on a pedestal and be like, oh, well, he's a good, wholesome man. No, the fuck he ain't. Right. So,
but that's the thing. It's all about perception. Look at how they tore up JFK. Look at how they tore up the whole Kennedy family.
Yeah.
They wanted to make sure, they wanted to make an example. So the thing is that you look at different people's families, or just like you don't even have to be in the presidency or a politician now. You can be just like the guy that just got sentenced, the Murdoch family in South Carolina. And then that contrasts with there are two ways that the justice system works. If you have money, the justice system can work in anybody's favor. But if you broke and not of a favorable skin color, then you just ain't nothing. You at the bottom of the barrel. You're gonna have to appeal and petition and do what you need to do. But at the same time, it's the judicial system is now working against certain people. But the thing is that that's what they put out. That's how they made it. That's what the forecast was. So it's like you play the game, like you said, with the military. Either you play the game and you can win, but you got to fall in line, or if you don't play, they gonna run you wild.
What you got to say there, Fair?
Well, I think that's the biggest thing, man. I was gonna say, I think that's his part is that when we talk about people not playing the game and they do it, that's the prime example of Donald Trump, because he's not a career politician. He didn't come into this as a politician. You know what I'm saying? Now he's the elite class. He's been around politicians, but you know, he's not the check the block politician. He backed his own campaign. He funded himself. He didn't have a bunch of donors because he funded his own campaign. He was that wealthy he could do that. So for him, he's something that they can't contain and can't control. And you have somebody like that, they got to get rid of you by any means necessary. I also want to say, though, going back to what you said about nobody wanted to fuck Hillary, I think you should Google an old picture of Hillary Clinton, because Hillary was bad when she was.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
Back in the day, she was bad.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, back in the day.
She was always bad.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I give you that one. I give you that one. But you know, it's just for the simple fact that you know, I just think, and y'all, both of y'all can agree with me on this one. Well, before I say that, I gotta ask y'all a question, right? Regardless of where you at or what status you have, is it more about the money, or is it word or the status? Which I don't know. Those two, they may be intertwined, but I'm just like, okay, here it is. You got a person, because if you got money, you got power, right? At least that's how I'm looking at it. Or is it just for the simple fact that, say, like, okay, is it always about your status? But then again, if you got money, your status is gonna be up there. So which one is it? Is it all about the same thing, or is it separate?
It's neither. It's about control.
I was
Status quo, money, power. When you respect somebody, it's not because, you know, with politics, it's not because you have to, it's because you need to. I need to respect this person, which goes along the line of, I need to kiss this person's ass. I need to bring them coffee. I need to show a good impression. And that was the thing when Trump came into office, which is the one thing that I liked about him. It wasn't that he ain't had no charisma. It was the fact that if you don't respect me, I'm going to make your life a living hell. So it was about control. Status quo or quid pro quo is control. That's what, when you work, which is one of the number one reasons why I left the corporate field. A lot of times when they try to, you know, you got these companies that say, we hire veterans. I fell into that right after I got out, worked my way up, got up to the top, had a conversation with one of the top people, and they, oh, what are you doing talking to them? We cool. We go fishing. You know, we like to eat at the same places. I can't talk to them. Oh, we just want to know. No, everything good. It don't matter. It shouldn't matter what level I'm in. If the CEO want to have a conversation with the janitor, then they should be able to do that. You shouldn't have to come to the janitor and be like, hey, what did y'all talk about? It shouldn't be that way, but it's always been about control.
Right.
Everybody wants to control the narrative. They want to control the money. Look at the Federal Reserve. They about to hike up the damn interest rate again. For what?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about control. More people are having a presence of mind to be like, you know what? Like a lot of people from other countries, they be like, why don't y'all have more than one party? We do, but they don't get a lot of light. But back in the day, we had a lot of parties. But the news wasn't the news. And now, look at where we at now. We up Schitt's Creek now.
Yeah. But, so that's, that's I think, why. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, going back to the money or the power or the control. I would say there's different levels to this, right? So there's you have politicians. They're not like us in a sense because once you be a politician, a lot of times they become corrupted by bureaucrats and they vote party lines even when it's not something they agree with. So a lot of times in that aspect, it's control. But for a lot of people who are not elected, who are in federal positions, I think it is a little different for them. It's about having that look, having that status. Because if you look at these bureaucrats, a lot of these dudes are just complete dorks, like goofies, like they're never gonna, they can't pull in on their best day, they can't pull a bitch. These dudes look completely fucking useless to life, but somehow they're all wealthy, and it's based on they do anything to maintain status. And I think that's the problem with common man too, with us down here, the regular citizens that vote, chase money because we think it gets us status. But I think a lot of people get that wrong too. You should have that status first, demeanor that you walk around with.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this. So say he gets arrested, right? Which I'm like, if they do this, right, this will be the first in American history, right? So what happens? How long they gonna keep it, right? How much jail time is he gonna do, right? He already said that he's running for president, so I'm just like, okay, so how is this gonna work?
He ain't getting arrested.
Yeah, I know. I know.
He's not gonna get arrested.
I know this, but they gonna,
I'll tell you.
I just look at it like this. It's nothing more than another distraction.
The charge. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because the charge is a misdemeanor, and the Attorney General of New York is trying to bump it up felony specifically for him, which is legal. It's unconstitutional. They're not going to arrest him. Plus, it's past the statutory, so he's outside of his window of legality. They can't even arrest him for the crime.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What you got on that, Super Smoke?
Huh?
What you got on that? Are they going to arrest him, or this is just a motherfucking distraction?
It's a distraction. I mean, look at what's going on. Nobody. You got to look at it. You got to look at it like a playbook. Yeah. Okay. Or I don't know if y'all play chess, but chess is a long game.
Yeah.
You can't just sit here and be like, I'm gonna get you in one move.
Oh yeah.
The thing is that you got to look at what's going on, and you got to look at the entire box, and you got to look at all the edges. What's edging us out right now? China, the Chinese president just had a meeting with Putin. Yeah. And then you got to look at some of the news. It's so many, and that's just one thing. You got school shootings coming back on the rise. You got so much going on. Why in the hell are we talking about arresting this man for dealing with a porn star? If the man wanted to pay for it, what they say, it ain't tricking if you got it. Okay? It ain't no telling what y'all be doing. Let's look at y'all emails. Let's look at y'all web history. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that it's a publicity stunt. Even if they do arrest him, it's gonna get dragged out in court. Uh-huh. It's gonna get put off, and we're not gonna care. We got a presidential election coming up next year, and the president that we elected, along with his vice president, just hopped on the bandwagon. Ain't no telling what they told her to be
Hey,
his vice president. Ain't no telling.
Tierra, I mean, I can hear you, and I'm pretty sure Super Smoke can hear you, but unmute. Well, you just did. You just unmuted your mic because I tried to and I couldn't.
But it's like, for me, it's like it's a bigger picture. It's the thing is that it's so much going on. It's not like back in the 50s and 60s where you just had civil rights or war and then people still coming out of slavery. It's so much going on, and the thing is that you don't know what to look at. You don't know what to do. But then you got areas where you got the cost of living is moving up. You got jobs that have to give a cost of living raise. You got the housing market that's going the hell up. You have so many things, and I'm just like, nobody's really paying attention. Can we start doing things that please the working class? Can we start doing things that please the common man and the common woman? Because at the end of the day, you want to go home and take care of your family.
What's that? What'd you say?
Right.
What was it you said?
I said I call a spade a spade. I know why. I know why they don't want you to watch what's really going on right now. This is something that happens that is uniquely the left side of politics. And I'm going to basically explain that what happens is a scandal that goes on, and it happens to happen to a Democrat, typically what happens is they got to throw somebody else under the bus. So right now, everybody's talking about Donald Trump getting arrested. The biggest news in the media now that's not being covered is the fact that now they have hard evidence on Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, right? And the media is not spinning it. So conveniently, we're going after Donald Trump right now, so that way it covers up some of this media fallout. It softens the blow for Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and all this bullshit that they got going on, cutting deals with adversaries. And I mean, really, what happens is they in the words, they whitewash it all out. That's every single time there's something that goes on, because they have to protect their image, because their vote is based on ignorance. If you don't know, they're going to get you vote for them. Yeah. I think if anybody had general common sense about what the history of each party, it would make them rethink their vote.
Yeah. But then again, see, now here we go with the whole voting shit again. If indeed, you know what? If I actually really thought that the vote actually really counted, then I could be like, okay, right? But it's, right. Like I said, all of us know, everybody here know that these motherfuckers, they already know who's going to get voted in and why, unless it's something.
I can't say it.
But then again, I got to ask y'all this. Super Smooth, I most definitely want to hear from you, right? So they trying to get Trump because he paid for some pussy. So, but don't we all do at one point?
Everybody do. Everybody do. I don't care if you married, if you're trying to pursue a woman, because at the end of the day, you got to pay to play. I don't care who you is and what tax bracket you in. I don't care if you a crackhead. I don't care if you a CFO of a company. You got to pay to play. You came for something, they came for something. Absolutely. And if you don't give me that, I'm going to go to the next one. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why certain people get what they get. Okay? Either you got a bomb-ass conversation and you ugly in the face. It don't matter. You got to pay to play in this game. The law of attraction is real.
Yeah, because I'm just listen, Smoke, Pierre. I'm just gonna put it out there. I've seen some of the ugliest motherfuckers. Right? They get all type of pussy,
Right.
and I'm just like, okay, they must got some serious money. You know,
They either got some serious money or apply some serious pressure, but otherwise they like something.
yeah, it's
something that they like about it.
Yep.
It don't matter. Just like for example, y'all got beards. Now, if y'all shaved them beards off y'all face, then the whole game gonna change. But you keep it on there, you know what I'm saying? It's how you present. It's a presentation.
Yeah,
it's like a PowerPoint presentation in school. You know how you add on the little razzle dazzle in the slides. You know, you can click it and it you know it goes on. You know, it's just you got to be able to see. Women fall in love with what they hear. Or what they see in or what they hear. Men fall in love with what they see. You know, you got to be and it's the thing, and that's why I don't understand when you talk about politics. The whole point is we are not on politics anymore. It's gossip.
Yeah,
it's foolery. We are not. We're stepping away from issues. That's how you know the country is becoming older and older. We going to issues. Hell. We talking about, you know, when you fill out an application, they ask you, are you a male, female, or non-binary? What the hell does that mean?
Yeah,
what the hell that got to do with anything? Or they ask you, were you born a female or born a male? Why the hell you got to ask somebody that question? Or when you go to the bathroom, oh, I'm a woman. No, get your ass up on out of here, dog. If you don't sit down and pee, you belong in the other one. Why is we having political battles on shit like that? I want to know why is veterans on the street asking for money. I want to know why is it elderly people that's taking care of their grandkids handle issues like that. Why does San Francisco have a badass or LA have a bad homeless population? You got people living underground in the sewage system. You know, it's just why can't we focus on issues like that? And it's like the people, these cities, they get credited for helping the homeless people. And it's like, damn, do y'all get bonus points? Do y'all get extra money for making people homeless? Do y'all get bonus points for making people lose their house, go into debt? The whole point is to make money. That's why when Donald Trump was just like, make more money, he's saying the same thing we was thinking.
Yeah.
When people but it's funny how people wanted him in the office because you get a Republican office, everybody say yes. Taxes and all that. I hate tax time because I owe every year. I make too much damn money. And I think that why should you I'm a working
Go ahead.
Right. You know, I'm a blue collar. Yeah. I'm a blue collar person, but it's just like I tell people, I be like, I don't know, y'all get these $2,000, $6,000. I ain't never got that. I got to find ways to make money. I got to make investments. I got to do all kind of stuff because I hate this time of year.
Oh yeah,
you know, people tell you know I got my accountant calling me, talking about, hold on, wait a minute. Now, okay, cool, whatever you say. I just want to be in the law. I don't care if you give me back $2.
Yeah, I hear you on that one because I'm the same way. I'm the same way, and for me, I haven't worked in like a year and a half, and these motherfuckers still want me to file. Okay, so I'm just like, motherfucker, I don't work, and then it's already bad enough that you want me to file on the pension that y'all give me and the disability that y'all give me. So I'm just like, I ain't doing nothing. I can't do nothing. And you bastards still want me to motherfucking file. Okay, I got it. Fuck games as usual. You know, so it's almost like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Right.
You know, so what you got to say there, Fiera? What you got to say on this?
man. My son's at the door. Now, I think you're right, man. Like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Like, and I know for the one part, they make taxes on your disability.
Yeah, they listen.
You know you don't
Every
have to pay your
year-
disability.
Hold
No,
on, wait a minute.
You don't have
Now
to
hold
claim
on. I got the paperwork to prove it. Cause they sent me my W-2, and then they sent me this other stuff like to say like, okay, well, if you've been to the doctor on such and such a day at such and such a time, they want you to fill that shit in, right? So this is
Right,
is
okay.
like
Here's the part on
so
with your disability. You talk military disability.
yeah. I'm at 60. I'm at 60%
Yeah.
right now, and I'm trying to get my other 40 as we speak. But these motherfuckers, like every year, they come sending this shit out here. So I'm like, what the fuck? Unless I'm reading it wrong. If I'm reading it wrong, then hey, okay, I got it.
Bro, I'm telling you, you are. You don't have to claim that money. The money you get from the federal government for your disability is non-taxable. That's tax. That money that you get, you should not be claiming that on tax returns. The government's stealing from you, brother. When you
Okay.
get that money, that's your money. That's your disability. Not taxable. You don't have to claim it to the IRS. That's your money.
I mean, because even now, because like
Keep your money.
Because y'all know that I was married once before, so as far as like my pension, I'm getting what $860, and then she getting the other half of that. So, but it's like far as like my disability, then okay, that's news to me. But even then, right? I mean, how the fuck they expect for somebody to live off of $860? Shit, if I didn't have my 60%, I'd be fucked. Like no bullshit, right? But in either case, that's neither here nor there. But my whole deal is,
Right.
I gotta ask y'all this. Well, we done talked about Trump long enough. So, what y'all think about? Shit, I really don't. These okay. These motherfuckers holler about that they done seen alien ships in the vicinity. These motherfuckers talking about where it could be a possible mothership out there somewhere. And so I'm just like, wow, really? So this is what the fuck we do now. I'm just like, hell, if an alien ship was to come here, right? They probably try to figure out what the fuck is going on with us.
Right.
So they're like, what is wrong with y'all? Why are y'all doing this? And all that kind of shit. But for me, now, regardless of what y'all think, I'm just like, okay, ain't no such thing as no goddamn aliens. And then even that shit that they come back in 47, I'm just like, okay, if indeed there's aliens out there, how come the fuck they look like us? Right? They got a head, body, and every goddamn thing. So, but again, I'm just like, y'all keep that shit somewhere else. I really ain't too fucked up about it. Right? Unless y'all got something to say on it. What you got to say, Super
Right.
Smooth?
I mean,
I think it's
What you got-
I think it's a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
I think that's just the thing is that we have yet to explore a part of the ocean. We can't even get down to the Mariana Trench.
Yeah, because it's that's way too much pressure. Let them tell it.
But they can petition to be all up in our business.
Yeah, because
you can take somebody to court to the full extent of the law. But
Yeah.
my thing is that we don't understand the history of things. We have yet to coexist with each other.
Yeah.
So if we haven't explored certain parts of the ocean, they haven't even touched the surface of what this universe, this galaxy consists of. You know, they talking about having outer space expeditions and charging for that. You can't own space.
No, you can't.
You can't sit here, but if y'all want to go and leave the Earth, planet Earth, and do what y'all do over there, you can't control everything. And the thing is that I always tell people, I hope it is aliens out here, and I hope they go out here and tell everybody business too. I really do. I hope they shut all of this cockamamie bull crap down. Okay, I'm just like, look, I just want to live a life where I can just be free.
But you know what? But now it's funny that you say that about the Marianas Trench. I just found out just recently that it's parts of the Grand Canyon that you're not allowed to go in.
Have you seen the Grand Canyon?
I mean that.
That
you know why?
If you ain't
what you got there? Go ahead, Vera. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the reason why you can't go to certain areas of the Grand Canyon is because they hide a lot of truths of the world's history. For example, in the Grand Canyon, if you go inside the canyon, what will you find? You'll find Egyptian sculptures. You'll find Egyptian gold. You'll find, it's already been proven. People have gone in the Grand Canyon and they found that black people were here. White people came to this land.
Now, that
if
goes
you look
back. I don't mean to cut you off, but that goes back to this one guy that I actually really been paying attention to on YouTube, where he was actually really saying that everything that we actually really learned in the history books ain't what it is.
It's a lie.
Right? That was a lie.
So, because
it was not a lie. It's exactly what Jim was saying. It's tribal. It's the Grand Canyon.
It's white.
Parts of the Grand Canyon is tribal territory.
Yeah.
Now you think that they're gonna give up their secrets, their knowledge, their language, just like when they find these places and these locations in Mexico or in South America. There's places in South America that you cannot go.
Yeah.
And there's places, like how they try to say, with the Egyptians, there's more than one set of pyramids.
Yeah. And again, this is what this guy.
They're all over the planet.
Yeah.
They everywhere. And people fail to realize that, and they think that these pyramids are tombs. They are not tombs. They are not tombs whatsoever.
No, they're power sources. They're power sources.
Yeah.
If you look at the pyramids, the way that the pyramids are
the way that they're
structured
the way that they're positioned. Yes, the way that they're positioned.
And the way that they're positioned perfect on the Earth's axis. So that way you know that whoever had this knowledge of science, they had it thousands of years before Europeans had that knowledge of science. And if you look at like the Bermuda Triangle, there's a pyramid at the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle, dead center. The reason why this is why all these boats and planes, different things go missing. You're over Holy Land.
And just like with the Bermuda Triangle, like somebody asked me, would they go there? And I said, you got to understand, everything runs off of frequency.
Yeah.
A frequency is a vibe, an energy.
Absolutely.
That's how solar powered objects work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We really don't need electricity companies, but they have made a way to get paid for somebody to provide you something that is a free energy source.
Guess what? That's why they knocked off Nikola Tesla, because Tesla tapped into that. But not only Tesla tapped into that,
there's people in Africa that have designed mechanisms. That's why they want to continue to strip Africa of their land and of their means. There's so many natural properties that exist in Africa that they can run certain things. You can run an engine off of energy. You can run all of your natural resources. That's why they consider, like, if you look at the periodic table of elements, for instance, this is a real good one. When you look at in the Navy, a submarine is powered by uranium. Uranium is what powers a nuclear weapon. Everybody got nuclear weapons, but you can name the top reason why they won't use it.
Yeah.
That is a large amount of power that nobody can be able to address physically, and it has a half-life that goes beyond any human life existence.
You know what? Now I got a question. I'm gonna ask y'all, right? And I really, well, we've all seen episodes of the Dukes of Hazzard, I'm pretty sure. But y'all remember that one episode that they did where they was doing a contest. They was actually really trying to do away with traditional gasoline. And so Boss Hogg, he became the Uncle Jesse. And so they used to run moonshine together, right? So Boss Hogg, he said, remember one time we was making a run and I ran out of gas. And so he poured that moonshine into the car, right? And then Uncle Jesse said, yeah, and your car run on it, right? So, I mean, now, I get it, it's television, right? But I truly actually wonder, right? Is it other things where I put like this? They got shit. Okay, you can go charge your car now. I get all that, but I'm just saying, before they start charging them cars like you charge your phones and shit, I just wonder if you could have ran cars on anything other than gasoline. I mean, because once you corner the market, right? Then it's almost like, okay, well, we ain't got no other choice but to come to you, right? But if you could actually really come up with something that, hey, look, it's easy to make, right? And then guess what? I ain't got to go to your gas station. I'm gonna go run my car for what I just made, And so I always wondered, right? Was it other means that you could actually really run your car on other than motherfucking gasoline, right? I mean, yeah, they got it now, but I'm just thinking,
there is.
Yeah. So,
No, they had more. They had before. The very first car that was ever created, ran off. The very first car that was ever created was ran off of hydrogen. They've had the ability to run cars off hydrogen since the beginning of creation. The reason why they don't use it is because you can't market water. You can't tell something that you can just get out of the ocean.
And that's
so what do they do?
The same thing.
They make the entire world dependent on oil.
That's why the electric vehicles are failing, because these companies don't know how to market electric vehicles, and then you got folks stranded. They gotta get a tow, or they gotta have a generator that's gas powered to use the damn electrical car to get gas in it, or to get electricity in it.
And to be perfectly honest, with y'all, I'm surprised that they actually really let this. The great fact you got to own your house, but I'm actually really surprised that they're allowing these solar panels. People putting solar panels up on their house. I'm actually really surprised that they actually really letting that shit happen. Because again, you taking money out of their pocket, right? Because as soon as this, I mean, then again, though, I look at it like this: we all know what HAARP is. We all know where the fuck is at, right?
Mhm.
So it's 13 of the motherfuckers out there, unless they didn't put up some more shit. But it's just for the simple fact that, hey, look, we gonna give you solar panels put on your house, and then these bastards, they were like, oh, now let's turn on the HAARP machine. Let's put the chemtrails out there. So I'm just saying, I'm just like, greed is a motherfucker. And it goes back to what we said with Trump, right? As far as men go, look, we paying for pussy is about as old as motherfucking bread or anything else, right? This shit happens, right? So I'm just like,
You're right.
motherfucker, we already know you got enough money for your children, your children's children, your children's children's. You got money. And so I'm just like this. If the pussy is that goddamn expensive, you might want to go find you a cheaper bitch. Like, seriously. So I'm just, what are these? I mean, because at this point of the junction,
Not all.
at this point of the junction, right? I'm just like, damn, ain't you got enough money now? So I'm just like, so what is it really? What is it really that these motherfuckers actually really want?
Control.
Okay, well, they got that already.
They want all of it. They want total submission.
Yeah.
Because you got to think of it. People have kids every day. It's a new dummy born every day.
Oh, yeah, okay, I get that too, but
Yep.
I'm just like, eventually. But then again, nowadays
You got you gotta look at it in this perspective. It's 2023.
Yeah.
And people are still being racially profiled. People are still dealing with civil rights time frame or during that time. People are still dealing with those same issues.
Yeah, I get you there. I get you on that.
You got to think about it. Black people or people of any color other than white, do not have generational wealth.
Yeah.
They have to continue to prolong the mission. But see, the thing is that now that we have black doctors, black nurses, black teachers, we have fathers in the household. They are trying to come up with a whole different scheme, and we done caught on to everything. Just a simple fact of.
I mean,
go ahead. I hear you.
oh, okay. I was gonna say, well, I mean, I don't think. Here's the problem. I don't think we fully caught on because most people aren't aware to it. Like, for example, just a simple part of World War II, right? Where all the men get drafted, they get sent out. We didn't have a workforce to be able to run the country. So what they do? They started employing women. They put women in the workforce.
Yeah.
That right there by itself is the biggest change to our economy because what they did was they made it permanent. When they did that, they now increased the federal government's revenue because now you have two people in one household bringing in income that's taxable.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when they realized during World War II that, oh, this is something that we can make permanent. So now everybody thinks, they know what's going on, but everybody's still playing into the system. If everybody did it right, you would short the government on the income. Everybody would have the man go to work and the woman stay at home, and what would end up happening would be the federal government have to come down on the price of everything. Tax would have to come down. You could force that overnight.
Yeah, as y'all can see, I got both of my grandbabies with me, but I gotta ask you this. The Super Smoke, I already know. I gotta take it back a little bit. Hey, go close the door. Go close the door.
Okay.
But I gotta take you back there. You saw what Sierra wore at the. It was either at the Grammys or at the after party, right? So, what are your thoughts on what she wore, and would you allow your wife to come out the house looking like that?
I didn't see what she wore.
It was
I'm
next to
assuming
nothing.
it's
Just know that, right? The ass was out, and just know everything was out. And put like this,
Well, I
it
mean,
was almost like
that's
she
part
just
of the
had a sheet
facade.
on. She put like this, she had a thong on, and she had enough just to cover her nipples, and then she had on this like whatever it was, and basically that was it, right? And then what? Okay, so in other case, it's just one of
That's
those
part
deals
of the
like
facade.
it's just one of those things that would you let your woman come out the house looking like this? Because Smoot asked me this, and I told her, I said, look, my wife can't even shop for nothing like that at the store. Because I'm like, what you looking at that for?
Right.
Who you finna wear it for? Right? So what?
Well, I mean, I think that's part of the facade, man. Because if you notice, there's a pattern, and I think a lot of people get sucked into the celebrities because they think like they look at the celebrities, that's the lifestyle that they want. But most of the celebrities live in a facade anyway, because you look at people like prime example. Who do a lot of women look up to? Well, today, younger women look up to people like, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. Middle-aged women typically look to people like Beyonce. But if you look at these people, all of them are selling a facade. If you look at Beyonce, what does she tell you? She tells you in all her songs about being strong, independent, being a single woman. You don't need a man, all this shit. But look at her real life. If you look at her actual life, she with the best man that she could get. She got with a billionaire. He's not the best looking man, but he's wealthy.
He got that money.
He cheated on her. She ain't fucking going nowhere.
Yeah.
She fucking going no. All that single ladies and all that shit, that's out the window. You look at Cardi B. She don't cook, she don't clean, but she got a ring. And we see Offset got her on camera in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. It's like these women, they sell this bullshit to the majority of the women because half their lists are written by men anyway. They're not writing their own.
They want you. They want you single.
Their lyrics are by men.
They want you single, unhappy, divorced, whatever it is, and then while they go home to their goddamn husbands and they kids, and you sitting over here just playing right on into it. Now, if you don't get you a family, sit down and be happy.
So one last thing.
Well, it's like
one last thing. Y'all know what's going on in the Ukraine. Apparently, our former job, Patriot Missiles, has made it to the Ukraine. The Ukraine soldiers have they've been training up on it. So what do y'all? Hold on now.
What?
So what do y'all actually really think about that? Patriot has made it to the Ukraine. What do you think about that? What? Will you wait? I'll be done in a minute. So Super Smooth, what you think?
So Patriot air defense artillery. It's air defense missiles basically that we use to defend nation of incoming missiles.
Oh, you talking about Patriot?
Basically,
they send this shit to the Ukraine as we speak right now.
So what was you saying, Jim? They sent.
It's the biggest mistake.
Yeah, they put like this. They sending Patriot over to the Ukraine. They training up the Ukraine soldiers to learn our system.
Okay, so I want to ask Jim what he think. Do you think, I don't know how long you was in, but what you just said just reminded me. Don't this sound like the war on Iraq? When the CIA went over there and trained the Iraqis
Yeah.
how to use don't this sound like that's the same thing?
Yeah,
But
it isn't. And this is why. Like, it's the same thing, but the problem with this war is completely it's completely unnecessary. Ukraine is not. All right, and actually, the United States caused the war. The reason why is because of Joe Biden. And the problem is,
she started to cry,
Ukraine
baby.
is not a member of NATO. So we owe them at all. We don't owe them assistance. We don't owe them money. We don't owe them weapons, guns, none of that. So why are we giving them so much? Well,
what do you think?
It's weird that Joe Biden.
What do you think is the reason that we're helping them? Why?
Joe Biden. Joe Biden does business in Ukraine. Joe Biden does business with China. These are the countries that we just let
No.
I said next week. That's fine. I said our anniversary meeting. No.
We're getting from all of these countries.
Right.
We have a problem with now. Joe Biden, at least, paying money.
But
so do
We're
you
helping out here,
think?
and they're willing to call
So
world wars over it.
Do you think that it's worth it that because I know I talk to Curtis about this all the time, but do you think that it's worth it spending our money sending our boys, our ladies over there, our boys over there, and what do we get? When do we get our return on investment? You know, or you know, everybody's saying that we can use that here.
stop.
Right here, we can use all them resources they sending over there. What they gonna send us? We got problems over here. When they gonna start sending stuff here?
Right. We just sent Ukraine $1 billion, and we have homeless people in there. We just sent Ukraine $100 billion, and we have homeless veterans on the street. We sent Ukraine somebody who's not our ally, we have no allegiance to, sending them all these weapons, all these guns, all these vehicles, and they don't benefit us. The only person in this entire equation that benefits out of all of this, nobody. There's no benefit to the United States if Ukraine gets swallowed up by Russia or not. It does not affect us at all. But we're already in a damn economy with inflation and the price of gas. Everything is higher. Everything costs more, and we're throwing our money out to another nation that doesn't benefit us at all. It doesn't do anything for us.
But you know what though? I look at this. I look at this the same way. As far as like back in the 80s with the Iran Contra deal, I look at
Right.
My whole deal is that it's like you the rich kid on the block. And you got all the
Right.
You got the latest and greatest toys, right? And then here come all the other kids.
Right.
They want to play with your toys. So you teach them how to play with your toys, right? And then you end up giving them your toys. But the thing about though is this. Hey, in 10 years, you need to come see me. Because, and I say 10 years, it could be shorter than that. But, you know, I just like, hey, in 10 years, you need to come see me. Because I need to know how well you play with the toys that I just gave you. Right? And then, like in my last years in the Army, when I went to SLC, right? Because they moved the air defense branch from Fort Bliss to Fort Sill. And so I'm looking at, of course, it's us there, but I'm looking at everybody else from other countries coming to learn our system. So I'm just like, well, damn, how many is actually really learning the system. Because the motherfucker, because I watched the shit this morning and the guy said, well, they learning faster than what we thought. And I'm like, bitch, that because you sent them to school already. You sent them to school already. So don't sit up here and tell me
That's like
how fast they learning because you sent them to school already. So of course they're gonna
that's in Korea.
Yeah, I'm just like it's too, and then it's just for the simple fact it's super smooth.
Army.
And my thing is this. I'm guilty of it, and anybody else that was in NCO or anybody else that has evaluated a crew to set up a launcher, right? We really ain't paying attention to that shit because my whole deal is I told him, I said, look, as long as you bastards, as long as you motherfuckers don't fall off of this shit or tear something up, I'm gonna pass you, right? I mean, yeah, I'm gonna look, right? I'll look at it once in a while, but
right.
I'm like, look, this shit too goddamn easy, right? I mean, now if you fuck around and you cut shit on, if you flip switches and you ain't cut that main circuit breaker on, then yeah, I gotta get you, right? But I'm just like,
right.
At least if you cut that, you done did what the fuck you need to do to the generator, right? And then you go down there, you cut that circuit breaker on, then I was like, okay, at least they got, it says I was still watching, right? But anything else? Okay, like once the launcher started raising, I'm just like, okay, rotate it that way, rotate it this way. All right, look, I get all of that, right? Because don't nobody do manual down in no fucking mode, right? So I'm just saying, no, you laugh, but I'm being serious. Who does? I mean, now, great fact, I've been out 5 years.
You're right.
I don't know what the fuck they do. I don't know what the fuck they do now, but I know, like within the last 5 years that I was in, didn't nobody. I'm like, where's the gunners quadrant and aiming circle? They like, what's that? And I'm like, wow, really? So this is what the fuck we do now, right? so again, Super Smoke, what you got?
I'm in total agreement with you. I mean, it's like we're going in circles, man. Just come on out with it.
Yeah.
It's just like it's there has to be more transparency or this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna work. It's the thing is that it's so much like we talking about. Is it a distraction? Is it a red flag? What's gonna happen? We already know what's gonna happen. We it just makes you wonder what is next. What is the main goal? What are we here for? Is they gonna come and tell us, hey, we was just playing, y'all, you can have it, man.
You know what? That's the one thing.
What?
That's the one thing. Unless I ain't been paying attention, that's the one thing that they haven't said yet. They're like, oh, my bad. We were just gonna see how y'all was gonna motherfucking react, right? But but to be perfectly honest, I think that is the one thing. That is the one thing that they won't do. Or again, it could be just for the simple fact, hell, maybe they did, and we just ain't caught on because I tend to look at like, and you know what? I'll tell you this. If you ever look at every shot that they do, especially when this whole Ukraine war happened, How come all of the strikes
Mhm.
gotta be at motherfucking night? They always 9 times out of 10, they always show the same footage, right? Because I could have sworn the shit that they use for the strikes when this shit happened, I could have swore they used that same footage for some shit that happened 5 years ago, right? I could be wrong, but my whole
No,
deal
you meant
is,
okay.
yeah. So my whole deal is, okay, if you fucking up a country that damn much, right? And then here it is, the prime minister or the president of the Ukraine, right? This motherfucker can still send a signal out to let people say, "Hey, look, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all right." That Wi-Fi got to be stronger than the motherfucker. Like seriously, they done blew up your shit. Let you tell it. Let ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MS, all the motherfuckers, right? They let them tell you that Russia just came in and just fucked up everything.
Mhm.
But you still can get out of the motherfucking signal. Unless you got some shit on the ground,
Well,
you really ain't trying to hear it. Like, really. But
America.
huh?
America fought for the war, right?
Yeah.
America's at fault for the war, right?
Yeah, they did the same shit. They did the same shit back in what was that? Was it World War One or World War? It might have been both of them, where the United States was funding both sides of the fucking war. So again,
but you got to look at it. You got to look at it. Is a lot of people don't. It's the second part. Russia is gridlocked. Russia, or not gridlocked, but they're landlocked.
Yeah.
And you know how when you playing a game of Risk is to control total domination. So that's why you got Chinese influence in Africa. They got Africa occupied trying to still get their shit back. And they tripping on Africa because they don't want to, that's millions of years of tradition right there. So you're not gonna get on that. But once they get back on their feet, everybody in trouble. But then you got Russia.
Well, not gonna let Africa get back on their feet.
No, I mean,
you got countries like the United States, you got countries like Russia, China.
But that's why you got the Chinese.
No other continent. Africa has unlimited resources. They have something that the rest of the continent don't have. And the reason for that is Africa can back their currency off of their resources. The rest of the countries in the world can't. And if Africa, that's why, what was his name? Gaddafi. That's why Gaddafi. He was about to erect a bank in Central Africa that would have backed the country with gold.
But they finna try
to kill him,
and do
they had
the
to get rid
same.
of him and call him terror.
But that was just with Gaddafi. But then when the Saudis came up, because people don't like to say it, but the Middle East is Africa. I don't care which way you want to put it. That's still Africa. Okay, that's still
it is.
They still a major player. So what they gonna do is see, the thing is that it's gonna bring you back to when the first Bush was president, or around the time Reagan, when Texas started coming up, when the big oil boom came in America. But see, the thing is that everything is based off of America. If America don't exceed, everybody fails. Because the thing is that everybody want Russia to fail and all this, whatever secrets they told you. But everybody is now starting to see, well, why y'all hate Putin so much? Why y'all don't like this so much? But at the same time, nobody was telling y'all that when slavery was going on, everybody else was accepting citizenship for black people. There's black people in Russia. There's black people in Africa. There's black people in China. Everywhere. Black people was going everywhere because they didn't want to go to America, but they don't tell you that story in the history books. They just tell you your ass was a slave and we was here first. Christopher Columbus found us first. No, he did not. But see, the thing is that the fact that Russia is so landlocked.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Russia is landlocked, so they go have a meeting with China. And they know China is going into financial. China is having a lot of financial issues. So you got to understand, and then Russia is one of the most. You have some of the most highest educated people that's in Russia. You have Africans that go to Russia to teach, to learn, to do X, Y, and Z. Just like you got teachers that go overseas, they go to Asia, that are American, they go over there. But see, the thing is that the it's like you said, with African resources, that's why they try to keep a presence, a foreign presence in Africa. Because once them Africans catch on, and everybody know, I ain't never met a dumb African. I ain't never met a dumb African in my life. They do things that other people can't. And once everybody catch on to what Africa do, you see, you got the Saudis. They gonna do what they do, and the Saudis got more money than everybody. The Saudis got more oil than everybody. They got more money. They got trillions and billions of dollars, and they can't be messed with. But at the same time, you got these good old white boys in America that think that they can compete with that. At the end of the day, you cannot, because once Africa gets up and gets their bearings, who they gonna partner with? They're gonna partner with themselves. They ain't gonna partner with nobody because everybody else said F them.
Oh, okay, hold on. Now, two things.
That's for doing.
Two things, right? Now,
go ahead.
Smoke, I hear what you're saying, right? Now, with the whole Christopher Columbus thing, right? Have you ever heard of the doctrine of discovery?
Yep.
Okay, so that's how they say that. Now, in fact, you ain't gonna hear that shit in the history books, but that's how they saying that Christopher Columbus discovered America due to the doctrine of discovery. Now, here's another thing, right? You said the Saudis got more money than everybody. I agree to you. I listen 100%. I will agree with you on that because I got deployed to Saudi twice. And them bastards, they are so motherfucking rich over there. Right? Now, this was in 1998 when I went over there.
You been to Dubai, right?
Huh? What's that?
You been to Dubai, right?
Yeah, I've been to
Dubai,
Saudi twice, and I've been to Bahrain. And,
so you know.
Yeah. And
America ain't got
listen.
Dubai.
This is what I'm going to tell you.
Nothing. Look. See, he said they ain't got shit.
This is what I'm going to tell y'all, right? Them motherfuckers over there, they will go buy, this was in 1998, mind you. Them motherfuckers will go buy a brand new Mercedes-Benz. Fresh off the lot.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take a gas, right? Soon as that son of a bitch run out of gas, they'll let that son of a bitch sit there on the side of the street and they go get another. They will go get another car.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
you go to
damn.
Dubai.
And I'm just like,
You
damn.
go to Dubai?
Yeah, same shit over there. Them
the police driving around Ferraris.
They will leave
police
shit.
Ferraris and
Look, they will leave shit on the side of the road because it ran out of gas, or if these motherfuckers they go to the mall, and if the car run out of gas there, guess what? They'll leave that motherfucker there. Cause I remember one time we went to the tallest building ever, right? We went there. And no bullshit. I saw this motherfucking Lamborghini that was collecting dust. You hear me? And so I'm like, what's wrong with this motherfucker? Right? And they were like, oh, it ran out of gas. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Just because it run out of gas. This is like, okay, well, I ain't got enough about myself to go take it to the gas station. Yeah. So, this is what these motherfuckers do.
They got a type of money there, bro.
Yeah.
They just got a different type of money. People in Dubai have fuck you money.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they leave that car on the side of the road to go get another one. They're so rich that they don't even have the the thought of having to pump your own gas, like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Why would I do that if I can get another car? And they gonna
Yeah.
top it off when I hit it. Like,
Okay, so hey y'all.
the average
so
person in Dubai has a car that's.
yeah,
Go ahead.
them motherfuckers they ain't never got to worry about shit. So this goes back to Donald Trump. He paid for some pussy, right? Now we already know that the Saudis, the motherfuckers in Dubai or whatever, they got bukus of money, right? So put like this, if they are so ignorant to not put gas in the car after it's the ran out of gas, right? Is it safe to say that they're actual ignorant, they just as ignorant as the pussy as well? Is it safe to say that? Smooth?
I don't know, cause
I mean, because think about it. They charge a motherfucker like this.
What?
Unless it's a lie, right? They want to say that the Saudis are charging us out the ass as far as oil goes. Right? Now, great the fact they always been doing this. So they're like say they either doing it or this is what the fuck has been told to us. You know that I mean.
See, it's just what's been told. It's just been told to us because what happened was basically on day one of the president taking office and completely decimating the oil industry with 40 bills in 1 week. Basically, the Saudis were like, not going to come down on our prices. We're going to sell you for the same price we've always sold it to you. Just because you're struggling because you mismanaged your shit doesn't mean that I have to lower my price now to give it to you.
Yeah, okay.
That's basically the struggle that we've been going through with the Middle East. It hasn't really been that they've been fucks on the prices, because that's not the case at all. They're like, hey, we're going to be fair with you, but we're not going to take loss just because y'all mismanaged your energies.
Yeah. Smoke, what you got to say about that?
What was the question?
No, my whole deal was, it's like, as far as like how much money that these guys have, where that if they go buy a brand new car off the lot, and that motherfucker run out of gas, and that's all what the fuck it is. The car just ran out of gas, but them bastards would go buy a new one,
Right.
because the car to run out of gas. So my whole deal is, I mean, because here's the deal, they got the money.
Well, that's the thing. Money is not an object for them. They don't live along those lines.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this though, right? Is that we already know that they got the money because everybody is paying them for these motherfucking oil, right?
Right,
So,
and they set it up to where every descendant of that family gets a check.
yeah. So you know, my
Yeah,
thing
you know,
is,
in Dubai, I was gonna say every citizen in Dubai has a life insurance policy from the Dubai government. So basically, if you're born in Dubai, you're born rich. Everyone's rich in Dubai.
The way they set it up,
They get a stipend from the
everybody gets paid. That's why, like, a lot of times, I don't know if y'all are into international film, but like when you watch, if you go on Netflix, it was a movie. And it was a Middle Eastern production and stuff like that. I mean, they're really big into racing, just like how that Formula One racing, stadium, whatever you want to call it, track was put in Dubai, or just like that Ferrari. They had all that. I mean, that is major to them. And the thing is that they want to get tourism because they want to bring in more money. And but they got old money. They got 1996 money. They got 1989 money. They got long money. So the thing is that it's not an object for them. They knew what they was doing, and they treated their citizens properly. That's why America don't want to give us reparations, because they want to keep us on the bottom. They know black folks gonna come out here and do it big, and we ain't never gonna be broke again. That's how they want it. It's just like the story of the richest man ever was a black man, and he went around Africa and spreaded that wealth.
Mansa Musa.
And that's what we gonna do. Black, see, at the end of the day, black people want to be left alone. We really did want our 40 acres and a mule, and we was gonna leave their asses alone. If you would have gave me my 40 acres and a mule, do you know what I would have did with my 40 acres? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of ways you can fit you can split 40 acres and a mule, but we never got that, and it's still some people that is expecting that. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's why when Martin Luther King was sitting there talking about we came to get our check, they shot his ass.
But I gotta now. We was talking about the whole reparations thing, and once we shut it down here, I'm actually send both of y'all the link. But I don't know if y'all have ever heard of. And I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, but his name was Nelly Fuller Jr., right? And if you go on YouTube, he do a lot of what they call hip hop cartoons. And so, matter of fact, if you just do hip hop, if you just do hip hop cartoons, he should come up. So he did one about the whole reparations there. And so basically what he said is that if we ever get our reparations, he said, I don't want to be around to see it, because basically what he said, in 20 days after we get the money, now granted the fact this ain't towards everybody, but he just said like within 20 days, right? They would have however much the check is gonna be. A lot of motherfuckers gonna be broke within inside of 20 days. And so basically, he was just saying everybody's thinking that everybody's gonna wake up on a golden day. You gonna go to where the fuck you need to go, and they gonna give you a check with your name on it, and then all of a sudden it's hallelujah, party time, barbecue time. Limousine time, and then just put like this. Dave Chappelle did it best. Remember what Dave Chappelle did? Because he talked about the same shit. And then it's almost like, okay, you do that, and then you like, depending on who it's almost like who is used to having money and who ain't used to having money, right? And so, and then and for the most part, as sick as these government officials are, I'm surprised that they ain't did it just to see what the fuck would happen, because you already know, right? Think about it for a minute. All of the rappers, right? What they do. I mean, great the fact I ain't seen nobody make it rain in a minute, but just look, everybody fit the motherfucker make it rain, make it snow, whatever the fuck it is, right? And a lot of that shit, right, is gonna be like, well, damn, the economy is back on its feet all of a sudden. But then again, a lot of motherfuckers gonna be broke because you spent your money on a whole bunch of bullshit because you ain't used to having money. Right? And so I'm just like,
that's why.
And and Smoot, you know what? Look, I get you. I got it. I got it. Give us what the fuck you owe us. But just know this. Just like say, I already know that you ain't gonna blow your money. I'm not gonna blow my money. Ferreira ain't finna blow his money. But then again, we are only a select few that's not gonna motherfucking blow our money. And then the first time that they know that we got it, here they come. Right? So
they're coming for you.
Yeah, so I'm not saying so if they put like this, they gave it to the Japanese, right? But guess what? The Japanese ain't none of us, right? They know how to do shit.
Yeah.
The Japanese, the Chinese, they know how to they know how to take that money and put it to good use versus us, right? The first piece of ass that we see and it jiggle just enough, then hey, guess what? We try to make it rain or whatever. So, but if you really sensible about it, and that's what the fuck they scared of. That's why they ain't never turned. That's why they ain't turned the money loose, and that's why they were actually really never turn it loose, because they already know a lot of us is not going to go make it rain. A lot of us is going to be like, hey, look, let's save this money, let's pay our bills, and then if we can get off the motherfucking grid, let's get off the grid. Everybody ain't gonna do that. Dave Chappelle showed that shit damn near 20 years ago.
They're trying to pass.
What's that?
You know they're trying to pass reparations.
In California, they try to do it in California.
Yeah, but the thing with California is, I feel like California's was messed up. I said, man, they better not do that shit. I want a full package deal. I want an 850 credit score. I want no blemishes on my credit for the next 10, 20 years. I want my kids and my kids' kids to reap these benefits. I want a house on credit. Okay? I want the same shit they got that when we did. I want hard labor for 150 years. It ain't no 40 acres and a mule no more. Okay? It's a mini mansion in a yacht in 10 horses. Look.
So it is. Well,
it ain't look, yesterday's price is not today's price, okay? Yeah. It's not the same.
And again, I get you. Look, don't give me no motherfucking money. I mean, I'm just looking at it like this because I look at it as hush money, because basically all what they're saying is
they want to shut up.
Basically, all what they say, yes, we captured your family many years ago, right?
But you know what that's gonna do. Once you say, yeah, we did this, what else did you do? Did you mess up the judicial system? Did you put our black men in jail for no reason? Did you create the welfare system? Why? You know what? It's gonna be like, well, if you did this, then why did you do that? Well, what else did you do? Well, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, is y'all the reason why I can't get no job? Why do we have, it's gonna be so many questions, and they don't want to open up that can of worms.
Yeah, and so again, it's just like what we talking about here, right? Right? I mean, it's almost like, okay, well, how much money is it gonna take? And then I heard that shit. I heard that shit what Tariq Nasheed said a while back. And then this motherfucker talking about, oh, well, you may not qualify. Right? So basically what he was saying is that he's realizing the fact that a lot of us was already over here. A lot of us actually really got fucked out of our land for whatever reason. Right? You know, and I get all that too, but it's just like a few years back, I was on this one podcast, and this is what I was actually really trying to tell these guys. I say, look, I hear what you're saying. I get all that. Well, guess what? Everybody was put like this. Everybody black ain't motherfucking African. Everybody black wasn't motherfucking slaves. And then it's just for the simple fact Okay, you call
True.
yourself African. Where about in Africa are you from? Because the thing about it though is this:
Yeah.
if you from Nigeria, shit, we already know why. We already know where Nigeria is from. So when you ask a person that, and again, we can all speak from motherfucking experience. We've all been to Germany. We've all been across that water at least once in our motherfucking career. And then here it is. We got that German, or we got that Korean, or where the fuck did we went? And they were like, where you from? Oh, I'm from the United States. Motherfucker, I know that, but where? Where in the United States are you from? So again, it's the same thing with coming from Africa. Where you from? Oh, I'm from Africa. No shit, motherfucker. Where in Africa are you from? Right? Are you from
Right.
Nigeria?
But
Are
not
you from
only that,
what? Are you from Sudan? We look, we get all that, but where?
But that should let you know one thing. That white versus black stuff, or white versus everybody else, that only exists in America.
Yeah, exactly.
That only exists. You know, a lot of people, they'll ask me, you know, well, when you go to other countries, do you experience? No, I do not experience this shit. Hell, a lot of people don't believe me when I say, you know, I'm from where I'm from because of my hair, or because of my skin color, you know, or because of who my relatives look like. I'm like, well, damn, you know, we don't know where the hell we from, but I can tell you where I ain't from. I can tell you who I don't look like.
well,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. The thing that most black people don't know, because history has been so washed in that way, that most black people are not descendant slaves. Most black people in this country, I mean, in reality, most black people in this country don't have us that were brought over from Africa. Majority of black people from this country are indigenous.
We were already here. Thank you.
We are.
Yeah.
Why? And that's what a lot of people, like, if you actually look it up, you can look it up. It's on Google. You can look it up. In total, the total amount of slaves that were brought to North America was close to like 300,000.
Yeah.
That's it. The majority of black people of people that were already here. The tribes conquered the other tribe, and they sold them off as slaves. Is historical fact. But the problem is the history books paint a narrative, and it's embedded in our brains.
Yeah.
We think, you know, if you think that you come from oppressed, you're gonna walk around as an oppressed person.
Yeah.
But if you realize that you come from nature, you come from this land, then you start to formulate the idea, wait a minute, why am I paying taxes to you on my land?
Exactly.
Why am I abiding by your laws when our laws pre-existed yours? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? And a lot of people don't realize that we are natives.
Yeah.
If you go to South America, there are statues of heads of black people. If you go to Ohio, Egypt, Ohio, it's a town. Right next to Egypt, Ohio, are burial mounds, Egyptian burial mounds.
Yeah.
If you go to Grand Canyon, there's
Grand
Egyptian
Canyon,
artifacts.
Arizona,
In
Colorado, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and then Christopher
New Mexico.
Yeah.
was black.
And then
Not only was Christopher Columbus black, when he arrived to America, he landed in the Caribbean. When he got there, he wrote that the first he saw were black people.
yeah. But you know what though? There's Smoke, and I told you this like the last time that we talked. So for error, I'm gonna tell you this because I do, like, my dad, you know, before he passed, he did a lot of tracing back a lot of stuff as far as like where did our family actually really came from. And then even on my mom's side, right? And Smoke, I told you this. Come to find out that my grandmother my grandmother was Cherokee Indian, right? And just like say, y'all can see my beard is gray, right? But when my grandmother died, and even when my mother died, we all know there's a difference between gray and silver.
Yep.
Their hair was straight silver.
I have silver. I have a full blown silver streak.
Yeah.
And I got it when I was still in the military. When I first noticed it, and I asked my mom, and she said you might want to talk to your dad and your grandmother.
Yeah. And
as I became older, I noticed that the same streak that my grandmother, my aunt had, great grandparents, I have that same now. That is the only place, because gray hair will go anywhere.
Yeah.
But in my hair on the right side, there's a strip. Like when I get when I get a retwist, you can really see it. Or if I get a haircut or anything, you can really see it. So once I started to, once you get informed, I don't really use, lotions and perfumes and all that shit. I use oils. Yeah. Oils make you shine. Oils get into your body, into your pores.
Natural.
Natural oils. And once I started to use certain things on my hair, they be like, you don't have gray hair, you have silver hair.
Yeah.
And I said, it's funny that some people say that, because it's like once you start to re-educate yourself and really you start to notice things.
Yeah.
And it's just your hair is an extension of you.
Yeah.
And it's just even that they take that away. They even so, and I'm just like every aspect, everything that we learn, everything that we talk about, it all goes back to the initial setup. And like you said, we were already here. That is the only thing that makes sense. Yeah. They brought some people over here to buy into that shit, but we were already here. We were already present. So the thing is that when you keep looking back, you keep going. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Because I'm going to tell you something what Isaiah Thomas said.
If you had to, because I want you to think about this, right, and just put it in perspective. If I had to, you have natives that are already here on this land you arrived to, right? And trying to build an industry of slave labor. Why would I, as a businessman, contract a boat, a large ship, cost millions of dollars, to sail all the way across to the other side of the world, pick up black people, bring them all the way back over here during the time when the plague existed?
There we go.
So half of your stock died. Why would I?
Hell, they would die before like this.
Are here, right
in the middle of hurricane season. How many times I done said that before? How many times I done tried to explain that? So many times I said people need to think about what we're doing here. You mean to tell me we was on a wooden boat? You mean to tell me you went across sea on a wooden boat? I don't know how many people are familiar with being at sea, but those are rough seas. Coming from that coast in the Atlantic. The Atlantic is a whole different beast.
Look, I don't know. Listen, I don't know if y'all have, but y'all need to check out this one video that Dane Calloway did. Listen, he had Ice Cube in it. He had Crazy Bones from Bone Thugs and Harmony. He was in it, and then they was actually really explaining, and both of them actually really said, "Hey, think about it. They gonna put you on the boat. You pack like sheep or sardines, motherfuckers pissing and shitting on each other, and you really think you finna make that 90+ boat ride from Africa to here? Come on now, right? And and it's just for the fact, like,
well, not only.
Go ahead.
We was just talking about California. What's California named after? The Egyptian queen,
Yeah.
Queen Caliph. Califia was here. California was an island once upon a time before it connected the mainland before the water ran dry. California was an island. California was inhabited by black.
Wasn't a lot of states like a lot of states and a lot of cities, weren't they named? Weren't they given traditional names? A lot of our states, even like they spoke about that.
Yeah.
What you just said about California, I heard them say the same thing about New York.
And you know what? And just
if you look at like
it's something that I just found out just recently, right? Because I'm from Arkansas, right? And
right,
Arkansas, you look at Arkansas now, y'all
that's
know how it's
native name.
spelled. It's ARKANSAS. But back in the day, it was spelled with a W because of the native people that was here. And the same thing of how they spell Washita now. They spell that shit with an O, right? It's either an O or a Q. And so they actually so there's a lot of shit that they actually really took away. They took away how the natives here spelled Arkansas. They took away from the natives of how they spell Washita. And it's just like on my father's side of the family, right? My grandfather was Jamaican. My grandmother was Puerto Rican. And then I can pull up pictures of my grandmother now, and you can look at it and be like, yeah, she Puerto Rican. My grandfather, Jamaican. So, so you know, so it's just for the simple fact that, I mean, I hate to say it, you know, I love Paul Mooney, I love him to death, but when he said, "Oh, well, they dropped you off first," no, that is not the motherfucking case. It's never been the case. So you know, it's just certain things that I look at, right? I look at, you know, because I went back and I did the research. And it's like, hell, not even 2 blocks, maybe not even 2 blocks from where I stayed. A lot of that was Quapaw County. It was Quapaw land. It was Quapaw. It was Osage. It was what is that? Chickasaw and Chickasaw. Like all of those Indian tribes, you know, was here in Arkansas. So that's why I'm like, I know what my grandmother was, but I don't know what my grandfather was on my mother's side. So once I actually really find that out, then I can be like, you know what? I'm good. So, but it's just for the simple fact that
let me ask you.
It's just for the simple fact that, hey, it is what it is, but listen, y'all, you know, we can actually really talk about this. Like, it's you know, it's so much that has been, it's so much that has been uncovered, and there's a whole lot that we still got to uncover, right? You know, so
Oh crap.
So yeah, so because damn, we've been at it damn near 2 hours now. So what is the next time y'all are free?
I won't be free till next week. I'll be out of town.
I'm free.
Okay, well, that's all fine. Yeah. Cool to get. That's fine, good, well, super smooth. What about you, Fieri? I mean, because basically what I want to try to do, right, is that whoever is free, because I'm always free, right? So whoever is free,
right,
we can get on here and we can talk or whatever about whatever it is what we want to talk about. How, and then when everybody else is free, right? We can say, hey, look, this is what we talked about while you was away. And then you can put your input, and then we can actually really talk about what's happening now, the latest and greatest. So if that's something that we can do, then hey, by all means, let's do so. Right?
Yeah, that'll work. I'm down. Just let me know.
I'm down.
So yeah, most definitely. So then like I said, so
Yeah.
let's but the thing about it though is this whenever y'all free, or or if it's something that may pop in your head and you can't get to it right there, damn, make sure you write it down or whatever. And then the next time that we all get together, hopefully Rambo Zach will be part of it or whoever else that y'all feel like that, hey man, hey, look, how about y'all come in and jump on what it is that we're talking about? Then hey, by all means, let's spread this out. Let's get let's get a panel. Let's really get a panel together. Let's actually like really put it out there because I just look at it like this. There's a whole bunch of 1%ers out there. And all of those 1%ers are actually like really talking about whatever the fuck they want to talk about. Whether it's good, bad, and indifferent. They talking about it. And they get together whenever they can. So I want us to do the exact same shit. So if we can do this, then again, y'all already know I'm good. Because once I leave the gym, I don't do shit else. I'm either gonna drink or I'm gonna get high. One of the two. So it is what it is. So if y'all down for that, let me know. And then hey, look, we can always make this happen. I got both of y'all's numbers. I got both of y'all's emails. So look, this is too goddamn easy. So y'all good? Y'all down or what?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
All right then. So hey, look,
let's make this shit happen.
We'll go ahead and shut this down, and then if we can do this like once a week, then hey, by all means.
All right, cool. I'll holler at y'all later.
All right there, Super Smoke.
Peace
all right
out.
There, all right there, Jim. We gonna holler at y'all later. All right now. Whoo! Another fantastic show. Hopefully that everything got across. Hopefully there wasn't no technical difficulties. But hey, look, this is what the fuck we're trying to do. We're trying to get people that are actually like really self-aware. Not woke. Because here's the deal. You can be woke and not be self-aware. So let us be self-aware. Right? So with that being said, hey, guess what? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your dad, tell your birthday, your uncle, your auntie, grandma, papa, motherfucker next door, cross street, right the corner. Paul's Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna holler at y'all.